I am Captain Logan, and this is day 273 of Spawn here. So here's a cover designed to entice your average comic store peruser to try out your series. Clown perched on some poor businessman wearing a bad tie, ripping out his absurdly long tongue and wearing a cat mask on his head with a t-shirt that says, "I heart Ussy." One can assume with a fair degree of certainty what letter Clown's shredded jacket is covering. This series has had its whoppers of disturbing covers, but this one is by far the single most messed up thing I've seen, maybe period, from a Spawn comic. It's not even the grossest or most vulgar image, it's just plain wrong. A kitty mask? Oh, cat's got his tongue. I get it. Capallo must have had quite the week when he drew that. Mine so far in the gutter he was having pizza with the Ninja Turtles. So what's inside the issue? Well, it's got jack to do with cats or the clown. Spawn's on another of his typical excursions cross-country, something he tends to do whenever something really physically or emotionally traumatic happens to him. And whenever some big new development dramatically shakes up Spawn's status quo and promises a major development in his character progression that's talked about, danced around, but ultimately never does anything to evolve or mature him. This is becoming an unsettling trend. Right after Spawn declared himself fully committed to redeeming his life of misdeeds by helping his fellow man and forgetting all about that as soon as he felt wronged, I'm expected to sympathize with him because he's lost and confused and has lost every memory he had about Wanda, who was, as we learned a while back, by the way, one of those people he used, abused, and controlled. And as usual, Spawn's calm and thoughtful and observant and pleasant and polite because he got hurt and now he's a victim. There's also kids at the end of this issue. Weird little Hamlet, Spawn in pain, and kids. The Spawn road trip trifecta. Spawn, looking like normal Al, comes upon this creepy town that looks eerily perfect. Al cleverly remarks it's like Norman Rockwell went to heaven. Spawn only has witty retorts when he's not himself or there's something wrong with his memory. Why is that? As he investigates further, he finds devil iconography everywhere, etched in the glass, on door knockers, even at the ends of stairwells. Is Spawn here by coincidence, or does Maman have something to do with this place? A waitress explains that he's not in a community of devil worshippers, but that all the icons are meant to remind the citizens of the devil's presence. It must be predominantly a Christian community. She says it's when you can't see the devil that you really have to worry about him, and Al remarks that he knows just what she means. Okay, this is all way too conveniently close to home, reflecting recent events, superstition about Satan scheming in the background, followed by an unsettling town festival filled with people dressed as demons and jesters and clowns. One guy has the clown's exact face paint. I guess that's the closest it comes to having anything to do with the cover. If Maman isn't somehow behind this, and that guy just saw footage of the New York blackout on the news, that is in terribly poor taste. The festival is called the T-End, which already sounds ominous, like the end, even before the waitress mentioned an offering in exchange for a blessing. An offering. Gee, I wonder what's going to happen. Yep, called it human sacrifice. The superstitious and total psycho townspeople send a poor girl bound and tied to a horse into a forest to the edge of a waterfall. Al morphs into Spawn mode and follows her, only to witness the coming of a foreboding male angel surrounded by swirling purple ribbon and who doesn't appear to be wearing any underwear. You know, the female angels don't wear much, but at least they've got something over the really delicate spots. And he's got green eyes like he's got necroplasmic blood. It's unusual to see a male angel, but those eyes have me suspicious. I wonder if this guy really is from heaven. I think these simple-minded townfolk are devil worshippers, and they don't even know it. I do like that this doesn't appear to be another lame and pointless interlude story. This might very well push forward with recent developments in the main story, but everything else about it is entirely typical. It's also typically drawn out. 3 pages devoted to Mr. Angel Face showing up, a whole page to convey that Al slept 2 days straight. doesn't factor into the narrative in any way whatsoever. It's a pretty average issue on first glance, but Hogwen might be going somewhere interesting with the ritual and the angel guy. I suppose this late, it's too much to ask to see Spawn himself go somewhere interesting, and I don't mean exotic and strange new locations. Signed, Captain Logan.